Welcome to Aurum Visio, in a world that never sleeps. Our devices have become constant companions, their screens illuminating our lives day and night. But as the notifications pile up and the digital noise grows louder, we find ourselves adrift in a sea of endless information. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to hear the sound of silence again? Today, we embark on a journey to explore the hidden costs of our hyperconnected lives. We'll delve into the ways constant digital stimulation affects our nervous systems, our ability to focus, and the very essence of our being. More importantly, we'll discover how to reclaim the space, peace, and presence that seem to have slipped through our fingers in this always-on world. Our first chapter takes us into the realm of invisible noise, the constant hum of digital life that we've grown so accustomed to. We hardly notice it anymore. This is the noise that leaves us feeling drained, even after a full night's sleep. It's the subtle yet persistent drain on our energy, pulling us away from the present moment and into a state of perpetual distraction. Think about the last time you sat in complete silence, without reaching for your phone or turning on a screen. For many of us, such moments have become increasingly rare. The noise we don't notice has become the soundtrack of our lives, playing in the background as we move through our days, always half present, always slightly on edge. As we move into our second chapter, we confront an uncomfortable truth. Our relationship with technology has evolved into something akin to addiction. Our devices, with their endless streams of content and notifications, have become expert attention hijackers. They've tapped into our deepest psychological needs, offering instant gratification and a false sense of connection. But at what cost? We find ourselves constantly checking, scrolling, refreshing, not because we need to, but because we've been conditioned to. This addiction to distraction keeps us from engaging deeply with our lives, our loved ones, and ourselves. It's a subtle form of escapism that promises fulfillment, but often leaves us feeling more empty than before. In our third chapter, we pause to reflect on what we lose when we're always plugged in. The cost is higher than we might imagine. We lose the ability to be fully present in our own lives. We sacrifice deep, meaningful connections for shallow digital interactions. Our capacity for sustained focus diminishes, and with it, our ability to engage in deep work and creative thinking. Perhaps most concerning is the toll on our inner lives. The constant influx of information and stimulation leaves little room for self-reflection, for processing our experiences, for simply being. We risk becoming strangers to ourselves, always looking outward for validation and meaning, never inward for true understanding and growth. As we enter our fourth chapter, we turn our attention to the physical toll of digital overload. Our nervous systems, designed for a world of natural rhythms and occasional bursts of stress, now operate in a state of constant alert. This perpetual fight-flight response manifests in myriad ways: difficulty sleeping, increased anxiety, inability to relax, and a general sense of being overwhelmed. The stress of the digital age is unique in its persistence. Unlike the acute stressors our ancestors faced, this modern stress is chronic, low-grade, and omnipresent. It seeps into every aspect of our lives, affecting our physical health, our mental well-being, and our relationships with others. But all is not lost. In our fifth chapter, we begin to explore solutions, starting with the creation of digital boundaries. It's time to reclaim our space and make room for real life again. This doesn't mean abandoning technology altogether, but rather learning to use it intentionally and mindfully. Consider establishing tech-free zones in your home, or setting specific times for checking emails and social media. Create rituals around disconnecting, perhaps a daily digital sunset, where devices are put away an hour before bed. These boundaries aren't about restriction, they're about liberation. They give us permission to be fully present in our lives, unencumbered by the constant pull of the digital world. Our sixth chapter delves deeper into the concept of mindful tech use. Here we learn to transform our relationship with technology, turning our devices from masters into tools. This shift requires conscious choice and awareness. It means asking ourselves why we're reaching for our phones, what we hope to gain, and whether there might be a more fulfilling way to meet that need. Mindful tech use also involves curating our digital environments. Just as we're careful about what we put into our bodies, we can be intentional about what we allow into our minds. This might mean unfollowing accounts that leave us feeling drained, setting up news filters to avoid information overload, or choosing apps that align with our values and goals. In our 7th chapter, we explore the healing power of silence. Regular unplugging isn't just about avoiding the negative effects of constant connectivity. It's about tapping into the profound benefits of quiet. Silence allows our minds to wander, to make new connections, to process our experiences. It's in these moments of stillness that we often find our most creative ideas and deepest insights. Silence also gives our nervous systems a chance to reset, moving us out of the stress response and into a state of rest and repair. It's a form of mental and emotional hygiene as essential to our well-being as sleep or exercise. By making space for silence in our lives, we open ourselves to deeper levels of relaxation, clarity, and inner peace. Our final chapter brings us full circle, back to ourselves. As we learn to disconnect from the digital noise, we begin to reconnect with our true selves. We rediscover our capacity for deep focus, for sustained attention, for being fully present in our lives. This return to self isn't always easy. It can be uncomfortable at first, as we confront the thoughts and feelings we've been avoiding through constant distraction. But in this discomfort lies growth. As we learn to sit with ourselves, to be present with our experiences without reaching for distraction, we develop a deeper sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance. We become more attuned to our own needs, desires, and values. We remember what it feels like to be fully alive, fully engaged in the present moment. As we come to the end of our journey, let's take a moment to reflect. You don't need to disconnect from the world entirely. You just need to reconnect with yourself. Finding balance in our digital lives is an ongoing process, a dance between engagement and retreat, connection and solitude. How do you find moments of peace in a noisy digital world? Perhaps you have a daily meditation practice, or maybe you find solace in nature walks without your phone. Maybe you've discovered the joy of reading physical books again, or the pleasure of face-to-face conversations without digital interruptions. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights might be just what someone else needs to hear. If this video has reminded you to slow down and breathe, to create more space for silence and presence in your life, consider subscribing to Aurum Visio. Each week we offer reflections on mindfulness, soul connection, and conscious living. Gentle reminders to come back to yourself in a world that's always pulling you outward. Remember, you are not your notifications. You are not the constant stream of information flowing through your devices. You are awareness itself, pure, boundless, and ever-present. It's time to come home to that awareness, to rediscover the peace that's always been within you. With clarity and stillness, this is Aurum Visio. May you find moments of silence in your day, opportunities to unplug and reconnect with your deepest self. In the quiet, may you remember who you truly are.